Welcome to Pacer Nursing Power Hour, your go-to spot for real talk and real tips in the world of nursing.
So plug in, scrub up, and let's go. This is Pacer Nursing Power Hour, where students get powered up. Woo! Okay, I'm so freaking excited about today.
Same effect the second time.
I don't care.
For you beautiful
This
listeners.
is hurting my eyeballs, and not because I'm not a Bills fan, but it is so bright.
You guys have to
You're
keep this
welcome.
in for the opening because I feel like this is the best way to start a podcast is like,
Thank you. Thank you, Kennedy. I love you too.
I love you much, but
Your light blue is offensive also.
I mean, we could not be any less color
I know.
coordinating
We
today.
didn't- None of us got the memo.
For those our
None of us
audience
got the
who's
memo.
listening on Spotify, they
Yeah.
can't. Let me set the stage. Our guest Ellis, who's awesome, is wearing hot pink. I'm wearing baby blue, and here is Keigans in a bright royal blue Bills jersey.
It's game day.
Oh, I thought that was Sundays with bright red pants.
game days
You
every
thought
live
day.
in
game
America,
days-
right?
I thought game days were for NFL Sunday, Monday, and Thursday.
And Thursday, yep, that's today. That's today.
Why?
Because there's
God,
too many
it's
teams now.
so much.
Yeah, too many teams.
Okay, so yeah. So
here we
it's
go.
blinding me. But I love her.
So we're
Uber
stoked.
excited.
Stuff. Yeah, the crowd goes wild. I'm sure we have a button on our
I think we do. We
broadcast
just
that-
can't reach
We
it.
just don't know how to do it. We're gonna learn though.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why Ellis is here. So Ellis is with us today.
Ellis Reeves in the
Hello, everyone.
house.
All
So
the
excited,
class
so excited.
excitement. So Ellis is our IT guru.
Absolutely.
Our AI extraordinaire, our Blackboard know-it-all.
Our help me, I need.
Yes, he's
Yep.
amazing. If
I
you've
try.
never met him,
You got to meet him.
yeah,
If you're ever at USC, if you're not attending USC and you come to the campus, you need to come meet
yeah,
him.
you're missing out on
You're
life.
missing out. We've got the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
I swear, if anyone ever poaches you, I will
Mhm.
take them down.
Kennedy
Aw.
and I are both going to be. You're going to drag us out on
You
your.
guys
own.
are
I
so
know,
sweet.
yeah, like,
You are
we're gonna
so
be on
sweet.
each leg.
Yeah.
You're like, I've gotta go. I've gotta go.
You guys are so awesome.
No.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you
I
guys
know.
for
This
having
is
me.
all.
Yes,
we've
of
been
course.
excited. I have been so excited to do this podcast because our topic of discussion is something that's very, very, very hot right now.
Yeah.
And
And
we
controversial.
yeah, and we need to talk about it because you have that dividing line of those who do and those who don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we need to just have an open conversation. So tell us. We're diving into why nursing school is definitely not your grandma's school anymore.
No longer.
And I'm a grandma, so I should know.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
gonna.
See, it's so interesting too because like technology shifts so quickly now. I think we're going through digital ages faster than we ever did. So I graduated in 2016 for my undergraduate degree.
Which I've seen pictures of you. in.
Yes, yes, I know.
He had really big
so
hair.
yes, I graduated
Mhm.
from USC Aiken as undergraduate, and then I got my master's degree in learning designs and technology through a joint program at USC Columbia and USC Aiken.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I graduated in 2021 with that, and then November 2022, ChatGPT came out from OpenAI, and my career kind of took off. It did. Well, it was crazy because it really was one of those situations where I was thinking, I don't want to do this, or this takes time. How can I make myself more efficient and do this better? And rubrics were the first part where that came in because I hated making rubrics. So I was like, can I generate a base template for faculty as a starting point?
Yeah.
And saw that I could do that. And I was like, what else can I do with this to enhance course design, academic experiences, provide new types of assessments? And so I kind of just took off from there and everything just went crazy.
So
Seriously, that's the easy way to put it.
So your undergrad or your master's is instructional design kind of
Yes.
thing?
Yep. So
Okay,
any kind of educational technology.
So you were like basically, what's my Castle Branch code and
Yep.
making
Yep.
sure everyone's populated
Yep.
in their learning
And then-
management system.
And then AI.
And then AI hits. So I have to ask. So AI has been really one of the biggest things that I have seen advancements that really kind of I think is shaking the world.
It is.
Mhm.
What can you compare that to?
Yeah. So I always like to go back to the internet is probably the last major digital age we experienced. Social media, I like to be like a subset of a digital age because education wasn't as involved with the discussion of social media.
No, it was
So,
a big no-no.
yes, so we
Yeah.
never taught people how to use it ethically, efficiently, for the right reasons.
Oh, I can't wait to tell you about my new
Ah,
course.
but so and then when we do that, I feel like having those conversations helps with how the technology gets used.
Appropriately.
Yes. And so if you look back even further with the printing press, people were scared when people started printing information because it gave individuals more access. And with that, they were scared of what's going to happen if these people become literate.
That's crazy to
Yes.
me.
So we have
Yeah.
this happen all the time. So we could look back at history to see where we're going. We don't necessarily know what's going to happen with artificial intelligence, but we can make informed decisions based on our history.
I mean,
Okay.
you think about like the computers in the homes and having internet access.
Yes.
More access.
I mean, I remember.
Yes.
Cell phones, more access.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Now AI, within seconds, you don't even have to type it into Google and scroll through all the different things.
I mean, if it
Within
takes her
seconds,
longer
more access.
than 3 seconds to give me a regenerated response.
Recycle.
I know.
Well, and so this is
Refresh.
such an interesting point. My sister, shout out Sarah, was talking to me this
Sarah.
morning, and she was like, "It's so weird because growing up, we had one phone in the house.
Yes.
Yes. And the
And now,
phone booth was the half bath downstairs
Yes.
with a long
That's
cord.
but
hilarious.
now,
Well, that's why I hit you a minute ago. And I mean, when I was a kid, we didn't have cell phones, but you grew up without cell phones.
Yes.
yes,
We grew up with rotary phones and
I mean, you like mailed letters and put stamps
it's
on
changed.
things.
yes, you kept stamps.
I don't think my kids would know what a stamp is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And think how they're going to live in 20 years.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
It is
and like,
mind-boggling.
it's
Well,
a little
Claire-
scary at times.
I know.
I always say this, tell this story. We were in Nashville and we did my sister lives in Nashville, so we go up quite frequently. But the first time my husband and I went up, we took Claire and we were touring. I mean, you were doing the whole tourist stuff. And we walked into a record store because my husband's just
I love
he has
records.
5,000. Please
Love
come
them.
take them.
Sounds so much better.
Oh my gosh. So we went into this record store and we're standing at the register and Claire looks over at the counter and it's like, "Mom, what is that?" That would be a cassette tape.
Yeah.
I was like,
you
I can't even.
Like my kids wouldn't know what a VHS is.
No.
Well, so we were looking for a floppy disk the other day.
Oh
At
gosh.
work.
Oh my god.
We needed it for something. It was just, and we could not find one on our campus because
Everyone
we
has
don't.
jump drives.
Yes, we don't use
That's
them anymore.
funny.
So technology just shifts, and I think what's the most important thing to take away from that is education always has to be aware of those shifts
Yes.
and be open to the discussions around those shifts.
Yes.
I feel like we need to be one step ahead.
Oh, absolutely.
And right now I feel like we're treading. So we got to figure out how to go. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So further in the conversation. All right.
So, what has been the most grandma-like question you've been asked
Yeah.
related around technology?
So I have a couple that come to mind, but I'm not going to say them because they're very specific cases. And if you're a faculty who's watching, you're going to know who you are. But usually it's just stuff.
I'm pretty sure no faculty is watching at this point.
I think some of the basic technical digital literacy skills are some of the questions I get where I'm like, the most, because it's stuff like, how do you make my internet work? And I'm like, I can't make your internet work, but I can troubleshoot to see if there's something going on with your computer, with your connection. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my mom wanted my husband to turn off the internet one
Yeah.
night, and my husband's like, "I'm afraid a lot of people are going to be mad if I do that."
Yep,
okay?
exactly. Well, and that's like people are like, just make AI, just turn off AI, or like we shouldn't have AI in the world. And I'm like, that's a great
It's not going
stance, but it's
away.
something we can't change now.
Right. Yeah.
So we
We're
just have to
past that.
adapt. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Totally.
Yeah.
So you've been in the trenches of higher education for a while. We've talked
Mhm.
about that. Can you share an example of a piece of technology that you particularly have seen impact nursing education?
Yeah, so I think it's really cool because there's the side of nursing where we're teaching and learning and how education is shifting that. But there's also the technology shift that's happening in the workplace. And I think those two kind of have to go in tandem because what they're using in the professional workplace, if we don't teach them how to use that skill set or those technologies, they're not going to be successful.
Right.
And we were talking previously, AI is already being used in surgery.
Surgery, yeah.
So,
Robotic surgery.
Yes, and they're even using it to try to make sure they are appropriately diagnosing patients when there's multiple things that it could be, narrowing it down to
I
see.
did
It's so
not
cool. It
know
is
I'm
so
that.
telling you,
cool.
I need to show you open evidence, like, in depth.
Yes,
It's
it's
crazy.
Yeah, she sent me
insane.
this link last night. She's like, "Look at this." I'm like, "What am I looking at?" I mean,
It's true because nursing is one of the fields that I think healthcare in general can benefit from artificial intelligence so much
Yeah.
because it has all that
and I
information.
think healthcare or nursing are a little bit apathetic about embracing it because there was this one video going around on social media where it was a computer on wheels and it was an
Mhm.
iPad with a nurse's face and she was home and like that's what we feel like it's gonna. But they can't take away nursing. Nursing's
I
not
No.
going
mean,
to be
yeah, and I
replaced.
think we always say it's an interdisciplinary team. And even with 5 people sitting at a table, we don't know everything. And this
Mhm.
No,
gives us access to quick research articles, to evidence-based practice very quickly
yeah.
when decisions need to be made
I mean,
rapidly.
I
so
And
agree.
yeah, we're going to talk about it and not just dive in and do some random thing, but
I mean, there is
it's a
something
resource.
always, every day, and I tell students, if you come to work and you don't know something, use your resources.
Yep,
Yes,
absolutely.
I look up stuff constantly because I still don't know everything, and I've been a nurse for
absolutely.
30 something years.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
think I would have known it all.
Well, and see, that's part of what education is. We teach them how to find the answers to what they don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Agreed.
like
So,
a joint commissions, they survey
yeah.
us. It's the joint commission answer.
Yep.
If you don't
Mhm.
know it, you tell them, I don't know that answer,
Uh,
but I know where to go find it.
exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think AI is just going to strengthen that for our nurses so that they have less of that uncertainty
I
too.
think it's great. I
It
think it's
is.
great.
I mean, it is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Now, Blackboard specifically, we use it heavily on this campus, and we all know it's where assignments go. They live and die there. You can use it effectively in your class. What is something that you think most students or even faculty don't know that it's capable of?
Ooh, that's a fun one. So there's a lot of stuff. Blackboard is really good. Anthology's Blackboard's parent company, and they are kind of the leaders in the ed tech space right now.
Okay.
So they keep adding new features all the time,
All the
and
time.
it's so
Okay,
cool.
did you not when we thought we were going to Vegas, did you not register? Like, I went in there and registered somehow, and I'm getting all these emails
Oh,
of updates, and I'm
Yes.
like, "Oh,
maybe
that's."
I did. Maybe that's why I get them.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
kind of
think you
thought it was
did.
Ellis that
I
Yeah.
think you
struck me in
did.
on those, but
Yeah,
maybe
so
not.
like Anthology hosts an annual conference and they do all these major
Ah,
technologies and it's so cool
I wanna
and
go one
Me
year.
it's
I
too.
really wanna
you
go.
guys can come with me in the summer. It's amazing.
I
Ah,
want to
So
go.
with the newest features, so I've got a couple things that I love tremendously, especially for engaging students. Blackboard has a new achievement section which does digital badges. So like you can set up the
I've
I've seen
seen
it.
it's
that.
so much fun. It just so like a student makes a 90 on an assignment and you want to say any students who earn this get this, you're an awesome nurse badge and you get to assign that and it pops up. So much fun. Gamification, one of
I'm
my big
feeling a
topics.
meeting coming.
It's so
Students
fun.
are gonna like either love or hate me after
Yeah,
Oh,
this.
it's
I
so
mean,
good.
because they need that
They
validation
do.
to keep them going.
That's
Yeah.
fun. I do it with the dang fitness stuff
Yes,
on my
I
own.
absolutely.
know.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
I
yeah,
get
I
I
did
get
it.
competitive too.
I
We
sure
can't
Yes.
did get that
we can't
monthly thing.
share because we get too competitive.
Yeah, well, and then too, like badges just engage students more, and so I'm all about student engagement. So the AI conversation tool is the other one I have to mention.
My
Just
love.
it's
That's our
so
favorite.
good because we can build chat-based real world scenarios that students might not usually be able to experience on a
And I
campus
think
like
this is
ours.
the queen of that right there.
She
Yeah.
is, and
She is the
I do
queen.
we've
love
built
it.
out insane ones. We've got some where we've got expecting mothers and you're the nurse working with them. We've got some in humanities where we're talking about to Abraham Lincoln. We can
I
do
know.
all of these. It's so cool.
Shaw! No
For
way.
yes, for one of the MBA courses, I believe we've got them doing an AI business plan, and then they have to take that business plan and secure a financial loan from an AI officer.
Holy
So it's
cow.
so
Oh,
cool. And these are things we would teach them to practice for before, but we didn't have any way to evaluate them in a real world setting type.
Without having to go to the real
Yes,
world to do it.
yes. and those technologies were so expensive. If you look up
Oh my
simulation,
gosh.
we were
I'm so
looking.
glad to hear other colleges are getting
Yes. So
involved.
now, like, smaller campuses like ours have so much more opportunity because of this new technology that makes it easier for us to
Yeah,
get
because we
this.
don't have all the grants and the
No.
monies. No.
But it changes the learning experience, and since it's a new type of assessment too, students are excited about it.
Now, USC Aiken in particular, I mean, you kind of track this across the nation, like the
Mhm,
use of these things.
mhm.
How does USC Aiken compare to other campuses across the nation using like things like AI
Integrated
conversation?
Yeah.
innovation.
So it's very cool because when, like I said, November 2022, our campus took off and started using it. So as Blackboard released new AI features that were embedded in as a system, the USC system said we're going to turn them on instantly.
Okay,
So we were one of the first
that's
campuses
cool.
to have access to these features.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so with the AI conversation tool, I partnered with faculty almost immediately when that tool came out. I think that came out in fall of 2024, so only a year.
No, yeah, I think you came to a staff meeting
Yeah.
and then I made a meeting with you like the week
Yep.
of.
But I took it and I was like, "This is a great tool. Here's my ideas for how we can use it. Can you help me with the actual, like,
Yeah,
nursing
patient side of
component?"
stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I'm like, "I know how to build this. I have a creative idea of how this storytelling can go, but I need the subject matter expert to help me build this AI simulation." And so I did that specifically with business, nursing, and education, our 3 professional schools. And we did it almost immediately,
Love it.
and then Anthology asked us to start sharing what we were doing with other people around the nation, and we did. We even got to share with the UK working group on what we
Holy
were doing. Yeah.
cow.
So
Ellis,
we
you're just so
Bunch of Southerners.
it was
Get
they
us
were asking for they were
go.
talking about tea and chips, and I was like, "Is it lunch? Is that what we call that, or is that a snack?" So
I like their chips. Yeah, they can keep their
I love
fish
it.
I
and their
was
tea, but I love
it
those
but
chips.
it's just amazing to see, like, I didn't expect to have a voice in this space. My undergraduate degree was English, so to
English.
yes, so
What were you gonna do?
I wanted to write and I wanted to do something creative. So
I
I
feel like
kinda
you're integrating both
I
of those.
exactly. I
Yes.
kinda shaped it, and I realized I had a really I'm a gamer, so I have a strong technology background, and it kind of just meshed together nicely to be able to intersect technology and communication and writing,
I love it.
and so it worked out.
All right. What's your favorite game?
It depends on the
What do you
day.
play constantly?
Right now, we've been playing a lot of Fortnite, World of Warcraft, and any
You
kind
and
of
your
racing
I
wife?
was about to
games.
say, does
Yep.
your wife game
Yep,
too?
she does.
Y'all have like the whole setup.
We have a whole room. Yep.
Oh my god.
I have a Star Wars vending machine cover behind me
Yes.
that has lights behind it.
Growing up,
For
we had
those
an
of you
we
who
had an
can't see my
R2
face, it's covering my covering it right
Growing
now.
up, we had an R2D2 cooler. Like
Yeah.
it looked like R2D2. Yeah. My brother,
I apparently got gypped in my
my
childhood.
brothers are gamers too. Yeah.
Oh,
Surprise facts.
I did not. I got nothing.
Ellis,
I mean, that's so true.
Ellis, what is the most common struggle that you see with students and faculty using Blackboard?
Mm.
A lot of so it's very different for the 2
Mm-hmm.
stakeholders. So for the faculty side, I think it's just when I came into the role, faculty had a fear of being criticized or, like, told they were doing something wrong, I feel like. It was just that,
By
like,
using
nervous
Blackboard?
yeah, they were
Okay.
nervous that they were doing something wrong, and they
Gotcha.
didn't want
Because they
somebody to
felt
see
like
it.
more eyes were
Yes,
on them.
yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
Versus keeping their course
yeah.
closed.
So I just had conversations with them on how to use the system efficiently and do base navigation. Like, if you can navigate
Hmm.
the system, you're off to a much better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started there. We do those trainings all the
All
time.
the time.
We
Hmm.
target new faculty very well. And we just try to build that confidence for faculty because I think it's not a lack of technical skills, it's more a lack of confidence with the system.
Yeah.
So I'm really there just to build up that confidence.
That's cool.
I think
Force
you've done a fantastic
Thank
job.
you.
I'm not
Thank you
going to
so
lie.
much.
I've seen some faculty members, even in my day, just shift and it just is killing it with it.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's
And
amazing
that's
to
because
see.
of you.
Thank you. The student side is so interesting too because I talked to a student in my office the other day because she's about to graduate, but she was here with Original. and we were looking at a course on my computer, and she was like, "This looks so good." She's like, "I can't believe it, what it is now." And I was like, "I did this." And so seeing the impact I have, like, I was like, "I'm so glad." And she was talking about how some of her friends and it changed their educational experience, like
That's
navigation.
cool.
That's
So
amazing.
it's for them, I think they struggled with navigating
Mm.
the site, specifically in original where it was harder for them to navigate because everything was different.
It was weird.
It was. And now in Ultra, it's more seamless and
Much more user friendly.
It looks prettier.
yes.
I will say though, I think one of our gaps. I'm all about aesthetics.
I
Uh-huh.
was about to say,
That's what
The
I'm a
color
red
and
light.
image is
pretty.
yes.
It's
I love
pretty.
it.
Colors.
But
Um,
it's so true.
It is.
I mean, I gravitate towards pretty things. Um, is our fresh
Like my outfit.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I was thinking too.
for the love of Pete,
Just kidding.
not. You
So
are. I
sorry.
mean, I've
So
never
sorry to interrupt.
seen a fan. I mean, I've seen some fans before. They are like part of a mafia.
What if this is the moment that goes viral and it's just you like
I know. I'm gonna
Hating
get
on
like
me.
I'm gonna get like death
Every-
rates.
the technology part's completely
No,
skimmed
nobody
over.
cares.
It's all about the phone.
It's not that I don't like the Bills. Do not hate me because I don't know any football teams.
The next headline is going to be Keigans hates Kennedy.
Oh
Oh, this.
my god. Okay, I don't even know where we were started. Oh, I was saying
Yeah.
if freshmen I do feel like just, me taking on that E101 course.
Mhm.
I feel like this is on my agenda to meet with you about and maybe they already do it. They really don't get a lot of training on it initially. So,
Mhm.
I think that's a beautiful aspect of U101.
I do.
Students, I mean, this past week, where do I turn this assignment?
Yep.
And that was
yes.
something I neglected to say. I undervalued what they knew, and they didn't know to click
Yep.
where it says the
Click
assignment.
submit here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
They didn't know
especially in
that.
that first semester,
Yes.
when you're learning. So I always tell students who are incoming, the hardest part of college is that first semester. And that's
Mhm.
because you're not only trying to get accepted into an institution, enroll in your classes for the first time, set up your accounts, you're learning all of these systems.
It's a lot.
Yes.
Plus the courses you're taking.
Yes.
Transition.
Yes. So I feel like Katie and I are just super lucky to be part of that U101 because we're
It's
actually
beautiful.
getting
Yeah.
to see it from a different lens.
Yeah.
And I share my screen constantly in
Yeah.
class all
Well,
the time.
and I think that helps a ton too, is this goes with AI too, is you have that digital literacy to be able to teach them and show them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when we do that with any technology, they gain that confidence because
Yeah.
they're getting to see how it's used in action.
Yeah.
And that's where I found the most success with anybody is let's sit down, ask your questions, and let's go through demonstrations and see what we
Yeah.
can do.
Yep,
I agree.
absolutely.
I totally agree. Okay.
So focusing on AI now.
Yeah.
Drum roll. So
Dun,
AI is
da-da-da.
everywhere. Literally
Everywhere.
It is crazy. So in business, in healthcare, and now it's hitting the classroom.
I mean, it's not just. It's like every day.
every day.
I mean, I go. What did I chat the other day? Where to find something in Word to change?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
setting.
Because I think the speed impacts it. So how do you see AI changing the way nursing students learn?
I think they're going to get more real world experiences through
Mhm.
simulations. I think that's the primary thing that jumps out.
Virtual.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think necessarily everybody's doing that right now. I know when the dean, Katie Chartoloff, shout out, goes and talks about what we're doing with artificial intelligence, people gravitate to her because they're not doing that. So they
Mhm.
want to hear about what we're doing.
Mhm.
So I see that becoming way more of a trend in every single nursing program.
Yeah.
I also see them learning how to use AI to effectively treat patients as something that will start to be incorporated into their education as well.
Mhm.
Like, how do you use this to inform your decisions and use it to kind of supplement some of the information you're gaining to make sure you're
Yeah.
making the right decisions? Still
Okay,
your
yeah.
human decision
Yeah,
component.
still your critical thinking.
Yes.
That's a key,
Yes,
everybody.
but
Yes.
you're using it to help double check. You're having more checks
Yeah.
and balances.
Good point.
Yes, but it's just another tool.
Validation.
I
Yeah.
like that
Validation.
perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you think, or what practical uses would you tell students in our nursing program on how to use AI?
So start off, make sure that you play with the system, but also know what's happening with your data. I think that's the most important thing when you're starting with artificial intelligence is if you wouldn't post it on the internet, don't post it in AI. You don't want to give up any of your personal information. You don't want to give up your credit card information because if you're in a non-enterprise account, that goes to train the language model. So you just want to be cautious there
Okay.
and know what's
Never,
happening with
never
your
even
data.
thought about that.
Yep.
So true, though.
So if you have an enterprise account, like we have a Copilot enterprise account, that secures your data and you get a beautiful little green shield in the top corner that lets you
Oh,
know that
Did not know
everything
what
is
that shield
secured.
was.
yeah.
That's
Thank you for
exactly what it
telling
is.
us.
Yeah. So, well,
Learning.
and that's the thing is just talking about it so people know. And I think
Mm-hmm.
the concerns with
Safe practices.
yes, and with students, we're not telling them, make sure
Don't
you know of
fall.
this because I think that's important. We focus a lot on plagiarism, but not their personal information and
Yes.
digital security.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
with that too, I think using it as a brainstorming companion to your studies is amazing, but don't let it do the work for you.
Exactly.
I will
Know.
say that so many
If
times.
these mics were not attached, I would mic drop.
Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Well, I use it all the time. I use it to help build my presentations. I use it to help build my reports, but I have the knowledge to verify the information, and I'm also guiding the system on what I want.
Exactly.
So the
Yeah.
final
That's the
output,
difference.
yes,
That's the difference.
and I take full ownership for the final output as my material. So when you generate stuff, you have full ownership of what you're generating. So if you're not checking to make sure it's accurate and aligns with your beliefs and the values that you want to present in your
Mm-hmm.
course
Be careful.
yes, because it can give you
Well, one of my
non-relevant
assignments is
information.
I make them have AI write
Mhm.
a paragraph of their or section of their paper.
Yep.
And I have them go like they have to use citations and references and they have to go and double check. And I will tell you the shock factor the first semester I did it, they were like, I had no idea so many things were wrong.
Yep. And that's where the human
And
component
we
comes
were
in.
laughing the other day. We can tell. We can tell when students have caught like I called her last night or text her. We can tell when they copy paste.
Yep.
Yeah.
First of all, if they can't get rid of the little grayish
Oh my
background
gosh.
or the dashes,
Yep. Yep.
it's AI. We're not stupid. We use it too.
Yep.
Well, that is a huge reason why I wanted to talk to you and do this podcast. I don't want to gatekeep from students.
I
That's not
know.
me. I mean, I'm
Right.
a full disclosure kind of professor, which
Yep.
may be against the norm, but
No, I am.
I want my students to know how to use AI effectively. But I am emotional. I'll admit it.
Me too.
I feel like you think I'm an idiot as a student, from a student perspective,
When
if
you
you
do that.
think I don't know this is AI
Well,
generated.
and some of them know that you know it's AI generated and just don't know that they're not supposed to do that. So,
And that was the
That
conversation
that
you
has
had.
been a
Yes,
conversation,
yes.
because
specifically Google
yes,
generating
Yes.
AI
Yes.
responses,
So,
yes.
and students don't know that.
yes.
So how do you handle that from our
Oof.
perspective?
Oof.
Because
I know.
you just told me that's mine. That generative AI is mine. So what do I, as a professor, argue with the student?
So this is something we've been debating not just on our campus, but it's you can find different
Anywhere.
I
debates
mean,
Yeah.
AU
everywhere.
had a big
Yes.
thing on it last
Yes,
night.
absolutely. And it's something that's constantly in the conversation. I think it's hard at the stage we're in right now to have any definitives
Mm-hmm.
because the technology is still new. If you look back to internet, there were campuses that were saying we're going to ban the use of internet on
Oh
our
yeah, I
campus.
remember that. I
But then
remember
they
that.
quickly withdrew those decisions because they realized it was a mainstay in society.
It was like a library on
Yes.
wheels.
Yes. So I think we're seeing a lot 'cause I've seen a couple colleges ban AI. I think we'll see them quickly go back and revert
I
those
think we
decisions.
started it
Yeah.
when it first came to, everyone's knowledge. I
Mhm.
remember, it being brought up in a staff
Like,
meeting.
Yep.
absolutely not.
Right
Yes,
away.
make sure they're not using that, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. Yeah.
But now if we ban it, we're stifling our students' innovation
Sure.
because we're limiting them from gaining access to this super powerful technology that could give them crazy new
Right.
ideas and really help them flesh those ideas out. So it's hard as an instructor because you want to maintain academic integrity and you don't want to let students just get away with
Mhm.
giving
And I
something that's
think that's
generated.
the struggle. We're kinda we've hit all the rest of those. Um, Using it responsibly, and now let's dive hard
Mhm.
into this academic integrity and
Mhm.
AI use because, we had somewhat of a policy, I thought,
Mhm.
on appropriate use and inappropriate use of AI, and I understand now we're coming all back to the table. Um, and I feel like we need to figure out how to move forward just one step to stay one step ahead.
Yep.
But I don't know how to do that.
It's hard for faculty because administrators are having the same questions that faculty are having.
Mhm.
So have guidelines for our faculty that have different policies on I prohibit AI use in my course. It's allowed for these specific instances, or it's fully allowed with appropriate citations. So that's what we've got right now to put the choice and the kind of academic freedom into the faculty's hand with that.
Mhm.
As an institution, I don't see us banning artificial intelligence because we want our students to be the best versions of themselves. And how can
Right.
we do that if we're
And be the
depriving
most
them?
successful
Yes.
after this era of their
Yes.
life. Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of it, if they are using it poorly and using it to cheat, plagiarism, a lot of that comes down to conversation. So, what we've been advising is have a conversation with that student and say, hey, I know you used artificial intelligence for this. Why did you do that? And just give me your thoughts on why this is appropriate. And it's interesting because some of them will say, "I didn't know that I couldn't use it,"
That was yeah, yeah.
or "I used it to fix some spots in my paper because I wasn't sure if my thought was clear."
Mhm.
We've had that come up, and they've been able to prove that, show they were using it appropriately,
Mhm.
just rewording their thoughts. And we've had students who were just right. I was late doing my assignment,
Yeah.
and
Just
I
owned it.
yes, but we've never had a case where somebody denies using it. Every
Huh.
single time we have that conversation, it's usually a learning experience for the student where they're like, I didn't know I couldn't use it for this component. Or they say, I know I wasn't supposed to use it. I was running late. I'm sorry. And then we try to either have a conversation for them
Right.
to not do that again.
Improve.
Yes, give them that guidance.
Okay.
So here's the
That's reassuring for me.
yeah, I know, that kinda answered our
It's
dilemma.
it sucks too when it happens.
I
It
know.
does.
It does.
I
It's
felt my heart hurt so bad last night because like, you just got done doing an AI driven chat.
Yep.
You just wrote a why?
Yep.
yeah.
Why?
But that why is all you have to do, because usually if you ask that why and you're like, "Hey, I'm really trying to help you. What's going on?"
Yeah.
Because it's different for faculty to use it and students to use it. They're here
It's
to
true.
learn. We're here to teach. So
Yes.
we have access to technologies and systems that they won't use for specific learning exercises,
Yeah.
and that's okay. We just need to see that they can do it independently and really push their critical thinking.
And that's what I've told my students. I want to see that you can think through
Yeah.
this. I don't care about the commas or the punctuation in these assignments
Mhm.
that I'm using regularly. And I don't know, I feel like in my core, and maybe this is just my mama bird because I truly like I love my students. I love being here
Yeah,
and doing
they don't
this.
get that, how
And
much we're invested
they
in
don't
them.
understand that I laid in bed last night thinking
Yeah.
about them, like
Yeah.
that I worried about them,
Yep.
And so I feel like in my core, especially in the School of Nursing and maybe nursing students across the nation, they are such high achievers. I mean,
Mm,
they competed to get here. They don't want
Yep.
to
mhm,
lose this
Yep.
seat. So they're like,
mhm.
even this trivial assignment. I have an assignment that tells me about your favorite food.
Yep.
And I have seen it over and over and over again where I think it's AI. And I'm like, something trivial. And you had to put it into AI. And my thought is they just have these such high standards
Yep.
that they can't even
Yeah.
submit their opinion on their favorite food.
Yep.
But I want them to critically think.
Well,
You should be able
But
to tell me your
and
favorite food and make a
yes.
decision and
Well,
tell me
but
about it and support it.
we're so quick to go to they're using it to cheat.
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
so quick to do that. We're not stopping to have this conversation.
Yeah, so I'm taking that away. I'm gonna
That's
go to my
that's the
office
biggest thing
Mhm.
and take
too.
that away today.
Everybody is as long as you're having those conversations, it's a good place. I think when we try to cut the student out of the conversation, especially right now, that's what a lot of universities are
Yeah,
doing
because how
wrong.
can we improve
Yes.
if we don't know the
And
why?
Yeah.
We say this all the time in nursing.
Oh,
You
yeah,
gotta
where
know the
what's the
why.
why? Don't
yes,
come at me, just tell me
and
why.
I'll say this for education too. It's the same thing for education. You're innocent until proven guilty. So
True.
we need to go at it with a lens of they want to learn and we're trying to help them learn
Yeah.
and they just did something inappropriate for this assessment. How can we fix that?
And I think that was my holdup prior to this conversation is the innocent until proven guilty. Because I've said, what leg do I have to stand on? They're
Yeah.
just going to do this. And if they're not going to care about their education, then I'm not going to care either. And blah, 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 blah. Like, these are the things that I'm texting Kennedy at
Yeah.
midnight about.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And yeah, I really enjoy your perspective. Ugh, I'm going to
Thank
walk
you.
And
away
so,
from this.
I mean,
So,
I really
so
feel
good.
like if those students that consistently use it for the wrong, they're cheating themselves of an
They are
education.
exactly.
They're not gonna pass NCLEX.
That's what I said today in class.
They're
Yep.
not gonna
Yep.
they're not because NCLEX is not you don't have access to nada. No,
Yep.
Nothing.
you get a whiteboard.
Yeah.
Well, and
That's it.
two, when you get into the real world, you're not always going to have access to AI. There's going to be instances where it'll help you, yes. But if you're having a real conversation and you need
Right.
to respond in real time with the answer,
People are going to know you're an idiot.
yes, you need to have these skills. And I
Exactly.
think
So
that's
true.
why faculty are pushing it so hard. It's not that they want to criticize students or anything like that. We just want you to be the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
So,
So we had this conversation about, we use our similarity scores a lot. And so we were discussing using, Chat GPT Zero and all these other AI detector tools. And yeah,
Don't give away my sources.
I know
I know,
that's why
I
I
know.
used to.
My program, where I'm in school, they encourage us to install Grammarly.
Mhm.
I was just informed the other day that Grammarly is apparently a no-no because it's AI generated,
Yes. So,
but it detects AI.
yep.
So it's got to be your words. It doesn't correct anything until you put something on paper.
Yep.
You've got to have a thought.
But see, students have reached out to be like, should I even use Grammarly now because it has the AI component? So students are very cautious that
Like I was
faculty
trying to
are scared.
see how to turn it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
But so how did Grammarly work before though?
Great question. So what my thought is it's like every single system where they're doing it to make it more efficient. So now it's reviewing components, suggesting changes, just like how Microsoft emails now have the predictive text. I think we're going to see more of that in an effort for efficiency,
Mhm.
but in an academic setting, it
So is
starts to
Grammarly, in your opinion, a good or no?
I don't have a
Mm.
preference. Like, I think Grammarly is an amazing tool, especially if you're not somebody who is well studied
Strong.
on grammar.
It helps me with passive verb tenses,
It's
making sure my sentences are
yes.
clear and
Yes.
and are coming
Well,
across
and it's the
strongly.
same thing about what if you write something like an email and you put it in ChatGPT,
Mhm.
Copilot, and say,
Make it
Make
sound
it
make this,
better.
yes,
professional.
can you make this sound more professional? Is there anything I might be missing? That's okay to do in certain instances.
It's your thoughts.
It's your
Yes.
thoughts.
So I think with Grammarly, it's really good to use in certain instances. And I think that's just as a learner, you have to be very aware of where those instances are now.
Well, I've even seen generative AI responses being used in my AI
Mm-hmm.
conversation. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm assuming people are doing is they take the AI
Yep.
Response.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
conversation and they put it in, say, Chat GPT and
AI
say,
talking to
give me an
AI.
answer. Yeah, I mean, hello.
Yep.
And I mean, it's funny because I've had students previously in my women's health and now I have them in nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we've spoken face to
I know
face.
how you
This
write.
isn't
Yeah,
how you
exactly.
talk.
Talk.
This is not
Exactly.
how you
Yeah.
talk. So even things like that, I want to get to know you and help you be a better nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, yeah, I mean, it makes me sad because I know there is an aspect where it's a disservice to the person. And I think we just, I mean,
But
key
see,
players that are using it need
Yeah.
to.
I'm going by to Grammarly. It's nothing more than me writing something and say, "Hey, proof this," and redline
Yeah,
everything
Yep.
that you
yeah.
think and let me fix it.
Yep.
That's nothing. It's like what business is doing with their whatever
Yep.
project.
Well,
That's nothing different.
exactly.
However, if you're an English major, I'm
Yes.
sure someone's going to be heated. A
Yes.
professor's going to be heated if you put your paper into
So,
Grammarly because they don't know if you know how to use a comma
here's
or
my
a
English
dash.
background perspective on this. So
Okay.
that's why I said students have to be very aware of when it's appropriate
When
to
and
use.
why.
Yes, because in English 101, 102, you're learning those foundational skills. You don't want to give somebody access to a technology before they have those foundational skills.
Okay.
You don't want to give somebody a calculator before they know basic math. You don't want to give somebody AI before they know how to read and write.
Well,
So
it's
Mhm.
extincted cursive writing,
It
so,
did. So there's things like that where I think, and like, I remember in undergrad, I took a grammar class and it was so difficult. So I do see value in having a tool that helps people with strong grammar. But again, you just have to make
so,
sure
I
you're
mean,
using it
I
right.
know how to, form a sentence, so it's okay for me.
Yes.
Am
For
I
you specifically, yes, it's
Yeah.
amazing for you to use. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, it even helps
Interesting.
me with my email. It's
Yes.
like, this is
My-
an incomplete sentence.
My
Well,
blinders.
And two,
Coming
so
off.
with AI conversation, we're talking about them pasting into chats.
Mhm.
This is something I've been trying to investigate as well.
I'm so excited.
So, yeah,
because-
we played with something too. Did you showed him?
No, but let him
Okay,
finish.
sorry.
So no, with that, so if you take your prompt and post it in AI,
Mhm.
you'll see what their first chat will look like, almost to the T.
Verbatim.
Yes, it's gonna be different depending on the AI system they use. The language might be slightly different, but it has the same cadence, so
Mhm.
you can identify it that way. So what I like to do is, if I have an assignment that's a paper, I will take my assignment prompt, put it into ChatGPT, and say, "Write this for me." And so I'll take that paper, put it in Word,
Match it.
and then I have it there to read other people's assignments.
Yes.
I think that's better than any detection software that's out there
That's true.
because you're getting, based on your instructions, this is how they would do it if they said, "Write me this paper."
Mhm.
Exactly. I know how to write. I can write well. Sometimes it's just hard organizing my thoughts and
Mhm.
seeing it from someone else. I mean, we have students selling their notes
Yep.
from one semester to
Yep.
the other,
Well, and that's the thing.
and
They're
we can't do anything
ghostwriters.
about that.
Yes, there used to
Yeah.
be the issue when I was in school, people paying other people to do the papers for them. I
Oh
think this
my
is
God.
just
Well,
another.
that is definitely
Academic integrity violation.
Yes.
yes.
Yes. But see, there's always going to be some students
Something.
who try to find that route. We just
There's
have
always
to.
one. There's a reason why we have
Yes.
laws. It's
Yes,
because one person
absolutely.
was stupid.
Yep, and that's what we got. We just have to make sure that we're teaching people based on those experiences.
And I do agree with
That's
you. This
awesome.
is so new
It's
that we are learning.
I
Yep.
feel so
and
much better
changing.
about what I did,
Well,
how I handled last time.
what I like to say too is, since it's so new, if you feel that way, you can almost guarantee
Absolutely.
hundreds of other people feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because people who have a strong AI literacy skill are few and far between right now. So there's people who know how to use AI, but do they know how to navigate it? Do they know how it
Right.
works? Do they know what happens with their data? Do they know how to program an agent? There's
Mhm.
all these components that go into being AI literate, and I don't think we talk about them enough.
Yeah, that's so true. Now, do you see AI taking the human touch out of nursing?
There's no way. I'm
So,
going to answer that.
yes, I love it. So I get this question
It's a
a
huge
lot.
argument.
Well, and it's not just nursing. This is across all
Across the
fields.
board.
So what happens is people are worried that this is going to take their jobs. It's going to replace the value that they bring. I do not see that happening at all. So I had the same thing as an instructional designer at first, where I was like, well, what value am I going to bring? I bring the human component to be able to articulate these things, to show these things, to do these demonstrations. And I bring value in the human component I bring to my job. AI can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
It's never going to be able to sit down with you guys and have a
Yeah,
conversation about what it knows.
Let's hang.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a very strong tool for brainstorming ideas, things like that. But
Replacing a human, not
I
so
just
much.
don't
There's
see
no
it ever
way.
happening where it's going to replace the value we bring. I do think people who are not AI aware are going to have harder times in the coming years as it
Sure.
continues to expand.
Now, let me tell you, when I first sat and said, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy," I don't ever have cash ever.
Mm-mm.
So I had to go withdraw some cash, not because I was getting
Another thing that
scared.
changed because of technology.
So I go into the bank,
Kennedy.
and there are no tellers. And I used to be a bank teller
Mhm.
before, in between schools and stuff. And there's no bank. It's 4 ATM machines.
Yep.
But however, there is a what I'm assuming is a human that pops up on the screen and says, "Hi, Mrs. Kennedy. What can I do for you today?" I'm like, "I need some money."
Well, and see, those are the
I'm like, "Where are all the tellers?
Where'd
Yeah,
Why
everybody go?
why is there only one person in this
and
building? You're a bank."
I do think we'll see jobs start to change with those components where technology becomes more involved in processes.
I blame that on COVID,
I
though,
do too. I think COVID
because
changed
we
the
had
world.
to flip our
Yes,
life and
yes.
figure out how to get back to some sense of reality in the midst of just insaneness.
Well, and I think it caused a separation between people
Mhm.
too, because we got so used to distancing ourselves from one another's that technology was used to bridge that gap. We got so used to communicating with each other over technology in
That
that
makes
time.
sense.
I was never excommunicated. I was
Yeah.
I mean, it slowed me down from going out to eat, but, otherwise my life I mean, nurses didn't have a break.
I can't even imagine what it was
We
like.
were right there, so I actually just worked in the trenches. I didn't work on the floor until about a year into it, but still, I mean, it was yeah, it is it so I blame everyone, and I'm so sick of saying that. I'm so sick of blaming everything on COVID. Um,
But it did change the foundation of the world.
it
Oh,
did.
yeah.
It changed
Like,
how our now the students that we're getting right now, where the students were entering, I think, their freshman year in high
yep,
school when COVID
8th to
started.
ninth grade. Yep,
Yep. And so
wild.
we're getting these kids now, and we're really, I mean, we've been saying we're seeing the ramifications of COVID
It's
and,
true.
and online learning and distance learning. But now, I mean, this is real. This is
Yep.
how these kids learned from the beginning. They didn't start in the classroom,
No, it's so
they
different from
started
Mhm.
online.
well, and two, so this has been a big conversation in higher education in general because there's been more emphasis for online learning and online platforms because so many people want that now because that's
Mhm.
what they
I
have.
mean, I
Right.
personally don't want to have to put a bra on to come in
What
to do
and see,
anything either.
that's
Same.
all the
I'm okay with
the
that.
flexibility it gives is a very nice benefit as well. But
Mhm.
there's a concern of what it's doing to face enrollment,
Yes.
and I think that the two can coexist and that we just have to meet learners where they are. There's
Absolutely.
going to be shifts. Sometimes online learning is gonna be more popular than
I
face
think
to
you saw
face.
that this past semester with we have these electives where we had 4 of them and 3 of them were hybrid, and
Yeah, I
then
was there
hers
too.
was the only one online, and she ended up having, like, an insane amount of
Yeah.
people
I think I
because
had 55
it
students.
was
Yeah.
just more adaptable
Yeah.
for them.
Well,
Especially with their strict schedule that they have with
absolutely.
nursing.
Mhm.
And if you look on self-service, if you're a USC Aiken student or faculty, if you look at those online courses, they fill up
So
so much
fast.
faster
Fast.
than face-to-face
I mean,
courses.
when I advise, I tell my students, "Let's find you something online because your schedule's insane."
Yeah, and some of them like the flexibility.
So let's say we have the same course. We can take my nutrition course for example. Let's say I teach it online and teach it face to face. What are the different outcomes with the student?
So it really depends on their learning type. So some people learn better in an asynchronous environment where they can refer back to material multiple times.
Mhm.
Specifically, if a student has a learning disability or something that causes them to learn at a different pace than other learners, online courses become a great environment for them because they don't have the social anxiety of the classroom
Yes.
and they can still engage with their classmates in a more safe, controlled space
Sure.
because I like to joke about, like, the keyboard warrior because some people feel more strong behind a computer
Mhm.
and can speak more freely.
Yeah.
So in online courses, we see more of that discussion and discourse
Hmm.
because they have that kind of power.
Whereas
Face
in
to
person, they would be the
the glazed over
withdrawn,
eyes,
Yeah.
yeah.
yes, and
Quiet.
so with that too, I think with face to face, it's getting harder to engage students, especially since COVID, I would say, because their expectations are so different for what education is,
And it's not face to
and
face.
it's not face to
It's not
face. So
discussion board
if
posts.
they are face to face, they want to be conversating, they want to be talking about the topic in a more roundtable learning environment than a lecture environment. So
Gotcha.
if they're more included in the conversation, it's more hands-on activity based where they're doing stuff in the classroom and not just listening to the
Mhm.
information, they get so much more enjoyment. And I think
Right.
we've been able to see that with your AI
Yeah, I
simulations.
agree. They just have rave reviews, the ones that use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rave reviews.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
for real. So what advice would you give a student who wants to use AI?
I would first say make sure that you know what AI is.
Yes.
So,
Okay, so step 1,
do a little bit
do
of
your
research.
research,
Yes.
ask questions,
Yes.
what's appropriate, what's not.
Yes.
That's your responsibility
Yes.
as a student.
So, the first thing I always say is Google AI. Just Google it, see what the Google
but
AI
don't pay
overview
attention
says.
to the top portion because that's AI.
Yes. Well, see, this is my favorite thing. I'm like, read that,
Mhm.
see what it says,
And then go
and
down.
then go down and see what the next top source
You
says.
know what I say in my mind immediately?
What?
Well, that might not be true, so let me go down here
That's
and find
exactly
a reputable
but
source.
that's what I love is because then we're promoting them to not just trust AI by default, but we're teaching them to double check, and
Yeah.
that's what we need to
Well, I
do.
mean, that's nurses. We've got to double check.
Absolutely.
I
So,
mean, even a doctor's orders.
yes,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
then once you played around with it, if you're a university system, see or in a university system, see if there's an enterprise account available to you just for that security, and then just ask some general questions. My favorite thing to tell students to start with, if your professor provides you with a study guide, take that study guide, put it in AI, and say, "Can you quiz me on these specific
I love
questions?"
that. That we tell students to do that
And they
too.
love
They
it.
love it.
Also, if your instructor doesn't give you a study guide, say, "Here's the material that we did this week. Can you develop me a study guide?" And
Yes.
then go off that with questions.
Women's health student
That
Yes.
is an
right here. You're
appropriate
listening. I hope you
use.
use
That is
this effectively.
perfect.
But see, that's and then we're teaching them to use it for problem solving. We're
Mhm.
teaching them to use it for developing their critical skills, furthering their own
Resources.
research,
Mhm.
but they're using it in a similar way that they were using the internet. So they're using it
Exactly.
for research.
Mhm.
Is there gonna be people who use it wrong? All the time.
Well, people use the internet wrong.
Absolutely. They're gonna find ways to cheat, and I don't want faculty anywhere to feel like you have to police education because education's supposed to be fun.
I mean, seriously though,
I'm
that's
so
Yes,
glad to hear you say
it
that
is.
because I feel like so many times I want that's the spirit of me, but I feel like we need to be more. I need to be more serious and
But
focused.
why?
I,
That's why so, I've been the same thing as I felt like I had to be that rigorous professional who was set, and I followed
yeah,
everything
here's
to the
my
T.
lecture.
Yes, and I realized I wasn't connecting with my students. They were bored, and it wasn't working for my online course formats, so
Yeah.
I took away some of those lecture components, changed them to announcements, made it more engaging, and just tried to figure out how I could bring me to my course because as the professor, you're teaching what you know.
I use
yeah.
Panopto
I do too. I
constantly.
do too. Any
Con
kind
it might be online, but you're gonna see more of me probably than the in-face students.
well, and so that's the other thing with online courses is bringing you to the course because I think the more that we show us, I know a lot of faculty don't like to show their face. Sometimes I don't want to be on camera
Well, I
either.
don't want them to see my badge picture, but
Yeah.
otherwise it's good.
But see,
I've told plenty of people about it.
but
I'll just show you it's horrible.
that's the thing is like if we bring more of us to the course, the students are going to know who we are. They're going to feel more comfortable talking with us.
Approaching,
Yes.
and they don't feel like they can approach online,
No.
instructors.
No.
It's very daunting.
And I just think that if we make education more fun for them and try to be like, I'm here to help you learn. Assessments are great. We have to have those.
Mhm.
But the main thing I'm here for is your learning.
Learning,
Yes.
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 What
Well,
did you
I've
get
even
away?
found recording things for the online course or whatnot, and even just to make an announcement now. Like
Mhm.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'd
doing a
rather make a
recording.
recording than type.
I initially was like, oh, I need to check my background or whatever, like what's in my background. And like at one point, it's like this collage of photos of my family. I'm like, no, that makes me a human.
Yes.
The student is going to be like, oh, yeah, she does have 2 cute kids and that she talks about
Yep.
all the time.
And
And there might be a connection there.
that's
Oh, you don't
perfect.
put you don't I put in my intro bio, I put all kind of pictures of me and my
That's
family.
well, so I started doing that too. And I have a lot of pets. So they come into my lectures all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, here's Phoenix, my cat. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Everyone
happen.
sees my little chihuahua's ears peek
Yeah.
up every once
Well,
in a
and
while.
two, I think with that, so I record in my game room for my lectures.
Uh-huh.
And so I have a bunch of weird stuff in there. Got books. Right now there's a giant inflatable alien I won from Dave and Buster's. So like he stays in there for
My hands are covering my face again.
he stays in there for the lectures. And so like for the first two, I didn't mention him at all and waited for my
You
students
just
to mention
sat
him.
there.
Yes. And so like then they were like, "What's this giant green alien in your?" And I was like, so it just started a conversation, but then I could see that they were connecting with what I
Yeah.
That's
was
a great
doing.
icebreaker.
Yeah, it
That's a
is.
So
great
true.
It
Like put
is.
all
icebreaker.
this random nonsense in the
Yeah.
That's what I
background.
well, and I just find it fun, like, with my Excel course that I teach here, I changed my assignments to be less business structured and more gamified. So, like, they make a character dashboard of a character they like using the same formulas, processes, but it's more gamified,
Yeah,
and
fun.
they're still learning it. It's just a fun
Yeah,
environment.
gaming is like the next. I
Mhm.
think everyone really expected VR to really
They did.
hit it hard.
They thought VR was gonna be what AI is. Yeah.
Exactly, and I don't. It's not. I
It was kind of
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to an Apple demonstration with their VR goggles, and it's very, if you're not technologically
Yeah.
literate, you can't slide or choose. I mean, because you've got to learn how to do
And
that.
2, with that, there is the price
it's so
point.
Oh my
expensive.
gosh!
Yes, so AI is so accessible to people
Yes,
that's why it took off so much. It was like the internet. It's like a free resource that you
yeah.
can just
Mhm.
Which
get
I'm
access
surprised
to.
it's not being monetized.
I am too. I think that's another thing that might change with as technology advances. How do they start monetizing on it more?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Can they at this point?
Yeah,
Like,
Well,
it's
because
just an
the
interesting
behind the
question.
scenes, like the
there's somebody that.
technology behind the scenes is way expensive, right? Like the cooling measures
Yes.
and all that stuff
How do
that
Yes.
I
you
don't even
know
know.
that?
We've
How do
talked
you
about
know
it some
that?
too. So with AI, the biggest thing is for me is the environmental risks, just because it does take a lot. When you're talking a supercomputer, it takes a lot to cool that. So there's a lot of water that goes into cooling these supercomputers that we use for artificial
Water? I
intelligence.
thought just cold temperatures.
Nope. So it gets so
Shut
hot, you
up.
got to use. So there's some companies that
So
are.
there's literally I'm seeing servers, I've seen the
Uh huh.
servers. I'm seeing servers immersed in water right now.
No, it's like
Okay.
cooling. Think of it more like water for internet. It's gonna go through just or water for I can't even think what I'm saying now. It's like the
I was about to
water's
say
moving
Like over
through.
it, like yeah.
Yes. So like I have a cooling
over a
system.
So
server,
the
like an
energy it takes heats it up so much that they run cool
Cool water
water
to keep the
close to
temperature.
it to
but
Yes.
they have it
cool.
encapsulated in
Yes.
something so it doesn't
Yeah.
ruin because it's
Yes.
That
electrical people.
Yes.
computer's
Okay.
not
So
swimming in
I'm
like
it.
with you.
with my gaming computer, I have
Take that out.
Man,
I have
I'll put a smiley face right here.
it'll just whoop. So with that though, it is so cool because like even my gaming computer has cooling elements with liquid. So it's just
Is
on
it
a
built in?
larger scale. Yep. Yep. So just
Dear
Well, I mean, it's a
Lord.
similar
My
concept.
brain is
but
breaking
see these
right
are
Like
things
now.
it's
that
okay.
people don't even
You can
consider.
AI it.
I mean,
But it's the same concept like why everyone's not driving electrical cars. Our grid couldn't handle
Exactly. Yes.
everyone
how do you
driving an
know
electrical.
that?
We talk
I
about
mean,
this
I'm
stuff a
sorry,
lot
but I
too.
don't live under a rock. I don't.
Okay,
I do live in an old person neighborhood. Love
you
you.
live
Love
in my
you too.
neighborhood.
Well, so I drive an electric vehicle, and this was something we talked about too, because if people keep moving to it, it will
Mhm.
overpower the
It
grid.
will.
And artificial intelligence is already putting a strain on the grid. So, like, it's just so
Yeah.
interesting to see
Can you
how.
imagine the world in complete
I know. I was
lockdown?
thinking, like, what if the grid goes out? What happens then?
I go crazy when the internet goes
I
out. Like,
know.
I
I get
legit
so
lose
bored.
my mind. I have to go to the car and crank the car up to charge my
I'm like,
phone.
what am I gonna do? Read a book? Like,
Right?
You're prepared though. You got a generator now.
I know. My husband went and bought a Mac
oh, you're
generator
ready. You're
because I
ready.
can't handle it anymore.
I can't
You are
handle it.
I can't
ready.
handle
She
it.
was she was hot
I
like
was.
a hurricane.
It's amazing what just a little bit of light and a microwave will
Yeah.
do for you.
Your mental health. Yep.
But
Mhm.
Yep.
I would
All right, I
challenge
gotta go get
everybody
milk.
to go and look at the environmental impacts for AI and just be aware of what's happening with it and support
I'm gonna
companies
add
who
that
are
to my course.
investigating. Yeah.
So you heard about my new course?
Which one?
I can't remember what it's called.
Maybe.
Integrating social media
Oh,
into.
yeah.
So the premise of they're gonna like research trends that are happening, like healthcare trends, and we're gonna talk about how to use social media professionally.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably going to be a content module right there
It
in
is.
and of itself.
Well, and I think that it's with all technology. Any
Mhm.
single technology we use has an environmental impact. So I think that's something people need to be aware of, and we need to support companies who are trying to make it less negative on the environment. So
Yeah, so, it's a slippery slope because in today's world, you're leaning into some you could potentially be diving into some political issues,
Yeah.
but we're staying away from that because we're doing this for the students
Yeah.
Yep.
to help keep them engaged, to help us make sure that they get those critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
So I'm of that belief, and I believe Keegan's is of the same. We're gonna do whatever it takes to reach them because
Yeah.
we are not leaving anyone behind.
Absolutely, and that's how it should be.
Mhm.
Well, and I think that's a good segue into this next segment of what medical facilities expect our students to be prepared for. So, I mean, medical facilities, we're talking EMR, we're talking telehealth. And I feel like this day and age, students just kind of have it ingrained
Mhm.
in them.
Mhm.
But do you see any gaps in knowledge moving into these high tech fields like nursing?
Yes and no. So the most interesting thing is I think some of the graduates that we're going to have in the next few years are going to be some of the most technologically advanced graduates we've ever had.
Yeah.
So I think some of the future nurses are going to not struggle with this
Sure.
because it's going
Yeah.
to be ingrained into what they know.
Yeah.
I think we are going to have some of current nurses, specifically who went into the field prior to 2022, where digital ages are becoming more frequent. Technology is adapting way faster than it
So
ever
fast.
has.
Mhm.
If they didn't have a good digital literacy foundation and have that digital toolbox to know how to use the internet, how to use some of these other components, had they used video conferencing before COVID, like,
Oh my god, just the struggle for Zoom
yes,
is
yes.
insane
So
sometimes.
What is your class called?
Digital literacy in nursing.
Okay. You said something about social
that was
media.
so funny.
And
But
I was
That was so
no,
funny.
it's
It's
digital literacy.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute.
My brain is exploding.
No, but I do think with that, I think our current students are going to be better equipped.
I'm in charge of shaping minds. Is that not scary? I should not be allowed to do that at all. I should be saying nope,
That's
nope.
you're the people that people are looking to for how they're using AI in nursing.
Yeah. If she knew it.
Well, but like I do think that current nurses, and from what I've seen discussion wise,
Mhm.
I'm not as involved with it as you guys are.
Yeah.
I think current nurses have more fear of it than students who are in the courses right now going into the field.
Yeah,
Fear
because
of
they
technology in general?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
And especially artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Because if some of them don't know how it works and weren't taught it, at some point you're an independent learner.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not being exposed to this stuff.
Yeah.
So it makes it so much harder for them unless they're doing continuing education.
Yeah, which
Absolutely.
no one nurses
Which
aren't.
what time?
We're
Yeah.
just barely
Yeah.
surviving getting off our
Exa-
off shift.
Exactly. So then it becomes, well, how do we help these current nurses to feel this confidence in
Yeah.
this technology? And I think that
And
hospitals,
hospitals aren't. They're not investing. They're not
and they need
investing in
to,
that.
they need to,
Mm-mm.
just like major companies are, they need to invest in that.
Yeah. Okay.
What recommendations do you have for our students moving forward throughout their career to stay ahead of these rapid changes?
Just great question. I think continuing education is probably the best thing they can do if they have the time to do it.
Where can you go for that kind of stuff?
Usually, your local universities will all have continuing education programs, specifically with technology. That's a very good resource
So you're
because,
telling me I need to take some of your classes?
yes.
Okay.
I don't
So-
have time. I want to. I don't
We
have
need
So
to
let's say
finish
you
being
don't have
smart.
time. If you don't have time, my suggestion is if you find yourself in an endless scrolling situation, so you're on social media, and you're
Which
just,
I find myself doing a lot.
I do too, and I'm
Mhm.
like,
Every
I never
night.
have time.
Every night.
And then I'm like scrolling for an hour.
Uh-huh.
So what I started to do is I'll get on LinkedIn or an app that I'll search for a specific subject that I want to learn more about, and I'll just scroll through that because then I'm doing self-guided learning
Yeah.
and kind of getting to see
Oh, that's
experiences.
excellent.
Yeah, and then that way you're kind of teaching yourself, but you're learning from these experts on social media or other resources that are available
Well,
for
that's how I
free.
learned to do Instagram stuff. Is I'm learning it
Absolutely.
from TikTok
Okay.
hacks number 124. I bet you
Absolutely.
didn't know.
We
Well,
probably watched the
And
same
see,
people.
that's what's so helpful though, is you're learning from other people, and that's what
So true.
education's about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I think that is where this outlet for us has been such a cool experience
Mhm.
because we want to provide an outlet for students that's not
Mhm.
not a formal
Classroom.
class.
4 walls, yep.
Yeah, exactly. You can listen to it while you're jogging or listen to it while you're
Yes,
grocery
Yes.
shopping. You know, it's just something casual where maybe you'll pick up something along the way that'll improve your life or career.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's important to
Yeah.
us.
So,
Well, I think we've made it, Ellis.
I mean, it has been a very good discussion.
This just
I've learned so much.
I'm
and
so
I
glad.
think that's what I love about you so much. Is
Every time I'm
anytime
with him,
anytime I spend time with you, I just
feel
get
smarter.
reignited, and I'm like,
Thanks.
yes, let's do
I
this.
know.
I
Like, what
love
can we
it.
do now? What can we
Yeah.
do now?
Yeah.
What can we do now?
I think that's something that I always try to impart onto people too, because I was so unsure of myself for a long time in my career and life. And now I have a confidence because I can give confidence to other people.
Yes.
And when you
Yes.
see that
And
aha moment for other people, you're like, I did that.
Well, even
mhm.
specifically in like my personal experience, I'm trained as a family nurse practitioner. My degree is not in academia.
No.
And so I do second guess myself a lot.
Yes.
And I mean, I value you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
you.
But
Yes.
teachers aren't taught to teach. So that's
mean,
something we
true.
have to help with. And
Yeah.
I think that's okay to ask for help.
Except for education majors.
Except for education.
They're the only ones that's
They
taught
know
to
how
teach.
to teach.
We don't.
Well,
We're nurses.
we have made it to one of my favorite segments in our podcast. It
Mhm.
is called Stethoscope Hot Takes.
Not hot dates.
Ooh.
Every week I clarify it's not hot dates.
Hot
Darn
But
dates.
it.
it does
I
kind of
know.
feel like speed dating, okay?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm too old.
So, it's a series of rapid fire questions. Just answer the first
Right
thing
away.
that
Don't even
comes
look. Don't
Not
look
looking.
at it. Don't
your
look.
brain. Mac or PC?
PC.
Oh, thank gosh.
I feel. What is your favorite app right now?
Letterboxd. It's a movie app that lets you scroll through like left or right if you've seen movies, and it records it for you, and it lets you rate the movie, add stuff to your wait list, and it has a full catalog of all movies.
So you're a movie guru.
Yes. So
That's cool. My husband would like that.
I had trouble tracking all the movies I saw, so I found this app. and
So you're cataloging the movies you've seen.
Yep, I've done 330 so far.
Holy cow.
So Letterboxd, highly recommend it.
What? We are not sponsored.
Not Flatfood, but you could be.
We
But
should be.
Letterboxd. If you can't get enough of us, we will take your dollar.
Are we on Letterboxd? Can they find us? We haven't done a movie yet. That's our next thing.
There we go.
Oh.
Hey.
Movie, we're moving on.
We got Ace of it going? Yeah. All right.
What is your personal tech pet peeve?
I think people saying they don't want to learn something. I think when they have an adamant hatred for technology.
People literally say, I don't. They say this.
Yep. I'm not going to learn this. I don't want to learn this.
Yeah.
I think
I get behind that.
I think if you're just adaptable and willing to learn, it just helps everybody.
So
Yes,
closed-mindedness.
Yeah,
is
it drives me
yeah,
crazy.
same. What is a dream tech gadget you wish nursing had today?
Ooh, I wish they had something more like this is very futuristic, but like a handheld x-ray machine. Have you seen those like on the futuristic shows? I can't
Yeah.
remember
Like
which one.
just like a camera?
Yes.
It's
and
like George Jetson.
Yes,
When he
yes,
goes to work,
yes.
he walks through like what
Yes.
you do with TSA.
And it's so fast.
I mean,
and-
TSA is kind
it
of
is.
an X-ray.
That's
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, that's exactly like something that's just
But
a little bit.
handheld like a remote.
Yes, so that way they could do it. From
I would
wherever
like
and
that
not
too.
travel
Because I
people.
mean, think about the diagnostic skill. I mean, think about your skills. You know, someone's in distress, you can quickly check an X-ray.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could isolate different compartments easier too with
Mhm.
technology. And I
Yeah.
feel like we have the technology to do that. They just haven't.
We have not.
That's our billion-dollar idea.
I don't know why
know.
EKG machines are still
We
as
are
big
in
as they are.
EKG machine. Why are they not wireless?
Thank
I agree.
you.
Why
That's
are
what.
there 27,000
Thank you.
wires?
That is the only piece of equipment that has not gotten smaller
I
and
agree.
smarter.
And that should be something where you shouldn't have all those wires there
No.
either, especially if they're
Try it on a
who's like-
baby
yeah.
who moves constantly.
But if we can do fetal monitoring wireless, why can we
You
not?
could
Thank you.
absolutely. I think this is another thing where it's like cost versus convenience,
True.
and they're like, what value do we get out of
Let's
this?
stick with OG paper.
Yeah,
and
because
printer.
it
Yes.
costs more to make.
It does.
We can make more
Yep.
money. It's monetized everywhere. Okay, let's wrap this sucker up. We can go on for all day.
Love it. Well, once again, Ellis, we are so grateful for you. We're excited to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for sharing.
It's
your
been
wisdom,
awesome.
Laugh and just
I know.
reigniting us.
I feel better.
I think we've taken away so much from this conversation.
Yeah, I need to go.
can't
I
wait
need
to
to-
run back to my office.
I
and
need to
then
go talk into my
also-
phone and make notes.
I know, same.
Hey, can you make Blackboard let me talk into it and
I wish. I'm trying.
golly.
We got there's so much new stuff coming for learning management systems with new technology, so
I'm
it's
excited.
only gonna get
Here.
easier for
Thank you.
faculty.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Good deal. All right.
Well, as always, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and tell us in the comments what tech you want to see in nursing
Yay.
education. You can follow us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, or just swing by and come to our office.
And check our Instagram page out too.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear
Yeah,
that. Sorry, I
make
don't
sure-
pay
That's okay.
attention
Has
anymore.
extra emphasis.
She
The
doesn't like
Instagram
my
page,
outfit.
check it out.
It's funny. It's mostly me.
It's very funny.
She's making me do things. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Go.
Like the falling video you just posted.
Oh, it's so good.
I didn't
You
even
should
know.
check it.
I didn't even know she took
It's
that.
so good. They are really killing it on social media. So go
Yeah.
check it out.
It's her. All right.
There you go.
In the blue shirt, if you can't see.
The scary blue shirt. I am not a Bills fan. Please, Bills fans, do not
The mafia
haunt
is
me
coming.
down. Mafia. I do not want the mafia at my door.
Oh, my husband's coming.
Jesus,
All
Lord
right.
have
You going to
mercy.
close us? As always.
Thanks for scrubbing in with us.